Okay, on to the next story. Let's have a look. I've been away from the news for about 3 days, so I'm super behind. Anything I see at this point is going to be raw. 5x15 looking into level editor for PC release. Ooh, right, let's go. Alright guys, I'm going to give this a read, see what this is about. Whew, now that was an intense read. So like it says, Tabata is looking into level editors for a PC release. Now we know about this, we know that the PC modding, they've wanted to do this for ages, they've been talking about it from the start. I have no problem with the modding, hell I'm super excited for the modding. People talk about can they recreate some kind of Versus 13, I know loads of people could do it and someone is definitely going to set their mind to it. Of course, whether they're going to succeed is all down to how much freedom, how much control this modding gives us. And no, Tabata is saying here, sure it runs on console, but that says some issue with PCs, especially when it comes to modding. PC gaming has a culture of customization and modification. Hell yeah, it does. If you don't allow them to mod on a PC, they'll just do it without your say-so. Tash has come back. Tash is interrupting the Dawn news. We're looking into the possibilities of a dedicated level editor. We want to ensure that gamers will be playing FF15 for a long time to come. I've got to agree, for longevity, having that in there is going to be huge. I really like this part of the story. The part of the article I didn't like. They keep talking about media releases outside of the game to spread it further. And they talk about doing that via movies, doing that via animes, making sure that everyone can play this game on everything. Now, I understand the sentiment, but I just don't like the direction. I don't like the idea because of the way they word it. They say that going through the films and the anime, it offers the viewer greater knowledge of the world that can give a better understanding of events within the game. Now, I know what I'm going to be saying is what a lot of people think. Hell no. Hell no. I love the movie. I loved the anime. But this whole direction of telling one story for one game through 50,000 different types of media, just to say it's diversifying to reach out to everyone, it's just a no-go. It's a really bad direction because everyone, well, I'm sure most everyone agrees, that a game has to tell itself. It has to be self-contained. 15 needed to have all of its critical plot elements within that story. Now, I know that's quite a flip from what I've said in the past, because I know a lot of people kicked off about Kingsglaive and Brotherhood, and I've always kind of said, oh, get the fuck over it. It's a free movie. Or you can get it for free. It wasn't free at the time. I didn't pirate shit. Don't come here accusing me on my channel. It's like, really, if they want to tell a critical part of the backstory for a game in a free, really high quality way, medium, like the Kingsglaive movie, don't complain about it. I can't see how people somehow manage to almost play the victim card. Oh, they made me watch a movie. Oh, full quality CGI movie to learn the backstory of the character. I don't buy into that, and that's why I've always been opposed. But this is where I've now kind of shifted. That's how I felt in hindsight. That get over it. It's good. No, I'm fully up for these movies and these animes to lay groundwork for the game. I think it's really exciting. I think it's really exciting for the hype, the build-up period. But the reason why I've now flipped, I think it doesn't work, is, well, the proof is in the pudding. The proof is in what we saw, that Kingsglaive, it didn't translate into the game. You did that media release, it had a different company, and as such, it ended up going down a different direction, almost a different style. Characters had different characterization. So while it's all well and good telling us all of this stuff via different mediums, it does break down the faithfulness to the original game, and there's always going to be people who haven't watched the movie or played the anime. Most of the time it's because they don't know. I had my girlfriend's brother play the game, I had 2 friends play, only one of them was aware of the Kingsglaive movie. The other 2 didn't even have a clue. So to tell critical elements where there could be a lot of gamers who won't pick it up, and then the fact that all those different elements can end up not having as much faithfulness and carry over, how far do they go with this? If they now do, like the previous news segments, an Arden comic, or an Arden anime, or another movie, it's just too much for the Final Fantasy fan base. You have taken way too big a fucking jump, Square Enix. We are a fan base who's used to having our entire story, our entire fleshing out backstory told within that 40 to 50 hour time frame, and you get the entire coverage and the entire experience in that one go. And that's the essence of Final Fantasy. It's about going on, opening that load screen, seeing that start game, seeing that introduction, and knowing that for 40-50 hours you are going to get a full story, a full experience. I actually do feel you're killing the heart of Final Fantasy, because it's no longer that adventure in that game. It's, oh, the adventure kind of started like 6 months ago, we had a movie, there's a bit of that, and then when the credits roll and, oh no, we know there's still going to be loads more DLC and movies, and there's never going to be that final, clear cut, right, this is the end, this was the story, this was the satisfaction. It's just like dragging, totally dragging. Like, we're nearly a year after 15's release, and it doesn't seem like we've even played any of it. Like, there's so much DLC coming, there's so much in the pipeline, and they're talking about so much stuff. That it's just hard to get that Final Fantasy adventure feeling out of 15 anymore. So I'm totally kind of against it now. It's weird to say it. I said I don't want a 15 universe, and in that includes movies, that includes animes. And I know that's crazy because I loved them and I really thought I'd want it going forward, but I'm now aware of what it comes at the cost of. And it comes at the cost of faithfulness to the story, a really strong telling within the game, but no, because they feel like they can divvy parts of it off, and it just creates a whole mess of confusion and kind of aggravation for the fans. So there it is, guys. There's the next part. There may be a level editor. Yeah, that's kind of two stories there. One talk about the other mediums, the other one talk about the modding. I'm really hyped for that. I have nothing against the modding. I know it's not Final Fantasy, and perhaps it could end up sullying the, I don't know, not the reputation, what is the word I'm looking for? Kind of the integrity. That's not really the word I want, but that's what I'm going to go with. The integrity of it, aka we could have Final Fantasies where we have mods going crazy, and they have Thomas the Tank Engine in place of Ifrit fighting Bahamut, who will now be modded to some My Little Pony character. Or they could have Link in there, and I really think it could get that stupid and crazy, because Tabata himself, he said with the modding, he wants to give us as much control. He wants to give players so much control, in fact, that even something like nudity, this was a story I think 3 or 4 days back, they're not even going to try to prevent nudity. They're leaving that down to the moral... Oh, damn it, I can't remember what he said. Right, so this was it. This was the article I was talking about. Nude mods, creator says, go nuts. He didn't quite say that. It was a bit of a misleading title. He kind of said that. Tabata said, I don't think it's a good thing. This is nudity for the modding, but we're going to leave it to the moral sense of all the players out there. I basically want, as a principle, to give as much freedom and as little limitations on it as possible. I love that. I even think there was more to that. I think he said that you have purchased this game, therefore you get to do with it what you want. And I like that. I like that Tabata thinks like that. It does mean that there's going to be stuff coming out the internet that is going to be very strange. It could get weird at times, it could get pretty tasteless, but all in all I think it will be fun, so we'll see how it plays out. Am I going to play a nude mod if it releases? What is my moral sense? Questionable. No, I mean, I really hope they don't sully Final Fantasy. But either way, damn, it's just an exciting time for us to live in. But there it is. There's the next part of the news. And I will see you on the next episode of DNWP. Yes, DNWP. I nailed it that time. Until the next one. Kumo!